one by Vitality.
So definitely execution is going to be a problem for both teams. And this is game number 1, Blacklist International versus BTR by Vitality. Just looking at the hero composition, it feels like for BTR, they are on the upper hand in terms of early game with the Yangjun and even Adoya, as long as they continuously wreak havoc against the Blacklist International, probably do those rotations, then they can potentially win that area.
All right, for the sake of science, I just want to know who at the venue right now are fans of the Blacklist International or the Philippines in this case. Can I hear some of those fans right now?
There you go.
Okay. All right, first blood is going to be given, and I feel like that energy you gave right there got that first blood for Dragon on that one. Now let's look at the other side. If you're from Indonesia or you're cheering for Bigetron by Vitality, can I hear some noise?
Okay, we have an answer.
All right,
so
you're not
fair enough.
Yeah, but you didn't get any kills out of that one, so I feel like the energy was a little bit lacking on that one. We'll work that one out. We have a long day ahead of us. Of course, this is a best of 5 going in. I think that there's more than bragging rights on this one, but now Chaz harassing Ormson at this one. It's all about those boards. It's all about the little farm to start things off. And now they're going to go in. Zakyu finding Dragon. It looks like they find Justy as well. And it looks like they've gotten 2 members down. So I guess the Indonesian fans have the energy.
Okay, it was just a late reaction in terms of the heroes with all the screams. But anyway, BTR didn't really want a team fight, having Justy taken down during that moment. And it feels like for BTR, they know the pattern of Justy and the rest of Blacklist International so far. Things are looking good for both. We could say that for Blacklist International, despite those kills from BTR, they can potentially turn things around. They will continue on jungling around the map. And if we look at the lineup again, we've mentioned about control. We've mentioned about clearing out the minion wave for Blacklist International. They have the kit. They have the sustain also. It's just that as much as possible, they need to somehow lengthen the space for Golden Kite's farming late phase.
Yeah, I'm not going to give an edge to any of these teams going in. I think that draft-wise, I think that it's a bit of a walk. It's all really coming down to execution. I mean, Chaz has to flash away. He's going to be fine. But this Yangjin, the Zakyu is going to be a problem. They need to solve that one. At the same time, Jushi's Luna. This is going to be a tough one, right? Is he able to constantly get those buffs in the early game?
That's true, because both heroes you've mentioned for Zakyu and even Justy, these heroes are like signatures for them. So pretty...
Learning, it's a lot of stress.
Well, let's save the talk and let's bring it right back into the game.
Yeah,
okay, Tyrant is taken for BTR by Vitality. Blacklist International finding that standing ground against BTR.
Yeah, Ormson, though, taking a decent amount, Blacklist International. I mean, starting with that Overlord, gonna be key at this point, because it's, again, just about the early small wins. Golden Kite needs to be careful. He gets on his Dragon, just barely gets on out of that one. That was way too close for me.
Good thing there were no other players from BTR around the area. If not, it's gonna be a secured kill for them. So right now for BTR, what's effective is that they are normally seen around the areas of a Blacklist International. Good thing for Blacklist, they still have that minimal lead on this game. Again, in terms of hero composition, it's a mixture of both. Zakyu is ready anytime to dive against Blacklist.
Yeah, at a moment's notice. The guy has got no fear. He will constantly be on the back line, harping it on. It's just a matter of time before he gets those items, though. And then he becomes super strong, especially on this Yangjian. It's going to be a very scary ride for Blacklist International.
The only thing that made the BTR falter on that game against Homeboys yesterday was that they haven't given Zakyu the chance on the early game. Good thing for them on this game, at least they can do so on Zakyu continuously farming around the camps. So expect that this game is going to be a bit slow early game, because we all need those items as much as possible. There's not much of a lead in terms of gold on the jungles. So it means early game is as effective for both.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we were talking about in the pre-game, right? A lot of the teams have been kind of arrowing in on Zakyu, limiting the farm in that space that he's been given. So it's kind of one of those things where the other guys like Tough D, Zan, Neil, all these guys really need to step up to kind of pick up the slack.
That's true. And what's effective right now for BTR is that they tend to stay on the bushes. As to why for Blacklist International, they don't have that much information. Bottom lane, you have 3 players from BTR. Almost all alive is the tower, so talk about aggression. BTR is doing it at the farm lane.
I mean, but they've got 4 members, right? And yes, they've, deflected Bigetron's assault on that bottom T1, but they didn't really get anything out of this. And now Chammy1, all the way in the bottom, is going to make his way to the mid lane. Joshi has taken the space in the top lane, so utilizing the space that's been given. But again, it's a lot of walking around, but again, no kills.
By the way, take note that for Neil, he already has the Venom Staff.
Oh, they're looking to go for this one. Chammy1's got the force field suppression, but Zancu at about half life, and it looks like they're going to end on that note.
I love the discipline coming in from both teams. I mean, it could have been a play, could have been a team fight for both, but they all know that they need more space, they need more time. But what's really nice is that for Blacklist International, they're up on gold, 1.6k versus BTR. Now is their time to set up a play, probably at the bottom lane, as the Universal Law has been used. Take note that even the ultimate of the Yixing has been used already.
Oh, they're taking liberties right on the Chammy1. He eats this one. He's going to be picked off. Topsy making it pay. He wants to go in, gets the pull in, gets onto serious mode, and not enough to kill Chaz. Oh, he gets sniped out with that rolling raid, Zod, but he might go down. Golden Kite revenges his friend.
Overtake for BTR, good trade for Blacklist International, although at that moment, 2 players were down. On the side of Blacklist, BTR latest was very effective at the time, but he was taken down by Blacklist. 2-4 is our score. We could see Zancu now in the jungle camps of a Blacklist, finding a way to somehow spot Joshi's area and potentially take this one out.
Yeah, Zancu is actually going to steal that with the smite right under the noses of Joshi, and they tried to go for that smite battle, and he just barely ekes this one out. Chammy1 looking for revenge, but Zancu a little too strong at this stage.
It's as if for Zancu, he is one step ahead in terms of positioning versus Joshi, because it's all about the timings now. As much as possible, you want to be ahead in terms of position prior to those takes. And speaking of ahead, we could see a potential destroyed turret or tower at bottom lane, which they actually did for BTR by Vitality. Tyrant has been taken by BTR.
Yeah, it's looking to go that way. I mean, they have that space, they're fortifying it. Ormston will take it for good measure, ensuring that they do. But the biggest thing about Bigetron by Vitality is the fact that they've taken the top T1 and the bottom one. That's hard resources going in their direction. That will help them out more so than the kills itself.
Yeah, I would agree. And also, that's the farm lanes area. So let's look later on for Blacklist International, they will have a switch in terms of the laning for the farm lane and even the clash lane. And the only difference that we could see from Blacklist International from the previous day is that they're not as aggressive as they were now that they're up against BTR by Vitality.
I feel like they've just been like, calm down. I think that was the biggest thing. Game 1, they were hot and heavy. They were looking to fight. But come in this series, they were like, okay, actually, we can play a slower game. We can continue to just, out-resource them, out-macro them, and play our game.
Yeah, they just know that they need as much as possible for this Zia to farm up BF level 15, use the Sanctify. So things are a bit slow. In 25 seconds, we both have the Tyrant and even the Overlord. So 2-4 in this 9-minute game time. Blacklist International is grouping up. We have a potential invade or probably a turret destroyed at the middle lane. A board has been used.
Yeah, but they didn't catch anything. But Zancu up in front, finding Golden Kite. He's not able to get on his dragon, making them pay. Top Z is looking for that pullback onto Chammy, who gets pulled around, but he will survive. It looks like with Golden Kite down, Blacklist International again in a defensive position.
Clean play by BTR. Chaz up front against 2 players of BTR. Not enough damage on the spokes. So for Blacklist International, they need to regroup on this one. Good thing that they were able to take down the tower at the bottom lane. Same goes with the top lane. So it's all about trades. But for BTR, they will take down another objective against Blacklist.
Smart, right? No Golden Kite. The timing was perfect for that 10-minute Shadow Tyrant. Perfectly setting you up. You knew that Blacklist International were not going to be able to contest, especially down, 4 versus 5 in that situation. So again, Bigetron by Vitality making really good moves, especially early.
Oh, okay, that's true. And here's one thing. Let's focus on the gold of the Tia versus the Yixing. So 6k versus 4.8k, that is something for a Blacklist. Could be an edge for them if that game stretches out longer. And for BTR, they're ready for that counter engage as early
Oh,
as possible.
Zanku dives right in, finding Dragon, but do they have enough? And they do, and they take down the old man. They set up the board, and they're going to continue this assault onto the mid T1.
You know what? It feels like for a Blacklist International, they're always caught off guard.
Oh,
Another play.
Nice little play right onto Chaz, who's just trying to use the Tremor Smash just to get back to safety. Bigetron by Vitality, making it happen, taking the top T2 as well.
Masterful aggression by BTR by Vitality, pushing back the players of Blacklist International. They can potentially take down this tower at the middle lane because there's no one from Blacklist to defend that one out. Blacklist a bit struggling on how to regroup. There's no space for them to go for a split push.
Oh, they're going in.
Middle lane, a lot of pressure coming in, and even from Zanku finding Golden Kite at the bottom lane.
Oh, completely spaced out. Zanku doing a great job of just ensuring that they get another free to T2 to their name. Bigetron by Vitality. They're doing it by, you know, the single kills, and those death timers are only like 15 seconds, but it's an eternity at this stage.
Yeah, that's true. And we've been mentioning about the late game potential of Blacklist International, but with the movements of BTR, it's as if that they've prepared just in case it's gonna be an early game or it's gonna be a late game. They're not giving this Blacklist International the opportunity.
Oh, they find it tough. He's gonna just look to go for this one with 3 members. The rest of Bigetron are gonna be there. But the biggest thing was just space created for the Shadow Overlord to be picked up by Zanku here.
Okay, right now 1.6k goal lead for BTR by Vitality. They're over the place, taking control of the map. Blacklist International finding that perfect opportunity. Good thing that they were able to take down the tower at the middle lane. BDR, you have a top C up front. By the way, he is currently at 1-0-2 at that lane, giving Neil the space on the Yixing.
And look at how Bigetron are just trying to prioritize that Azure Golem more than anything else. They find Chammy 1, but they don't have enough damage. And Bigetron, if anything, it looks like they didn't even get the blue buff. They've been attempting to take it away from Joshi, which hasn't been easy because, again, he really needs that blue buff.
And earlier we talked about the slow burn. I think that has been a story for BTR all throughout the game. Yes, there are no other skirmishes, no unnecessary errors. But it's just that for Blacklist International, they don't have a breather all throughout this game. It's just BDR pushing through, taking all the resources against them. Another item for Zan on this Lady Sun. So let's expect more damage later on the team fight. Good thing Dragon now has the Splendor.
Oh, they found Zanku though. He's gonna just take most of this one. He's at half-life with that Universal Law pushing him away as well. But this is the thing between good teams and great teams. When you have that lead, this is how you take that map control. You suffocate them.
Yeah, that's true, and that's very evident on BTR's play now. No way for Blacklist to go for a counter
They
setup.
might want to go for this one, but Chaz decides to go with that burst ram, finding the Tremor Smash, but Zan is actually low. Chaz is going to be killed, but Neil gets killed in return, and it looks like they're going to take off Joshi, and that's a double kill going the way of Zanku, who's in heaven and earth mode, making it barely surviving.
2 players down inside of Blacklist. Now we have Neil down on BTR. It's just 14 minutes of the game for BTR. They literally controlling the areas of the map, trying to take down this Tyrant, and almost close Dragon.
Oh, they find Dragon. The pickoff. Zan is doing some serious work. Golden Kite has to get on the Dragon just to stay alive, but space created, taking another Shadow Tyrant for Bigetron.
I mean, this is pure domination now for BTR by Vitality. Actually, it's already an understatement, but if we look at the hero composition of Blacklist International, in terms of late game, they still can. They have Chaz on the crowd control. They just need more items. But for BTR by Vitality, they have the kit on this board for Neil's side. Zanku up front against Justy and Chami. But here comes the rest of the players of
the board
BTR.
is not going to catch anybody, but Ormson is still up in front. Chami's going to be limping away Blacklist International. Again, they're trying to defend their Azure Golem, but at the same time, if they get caught on that board, it's going to be a bad time.
Yep, and you can see how fast the BTR reacts every time there's a potential setup play or potential team fight against the Blacklist International. So again, it's continuous pressure for BTR by Vitality against the Blacklist International.
Oh, Zanku not scared. He's going to be knocked around with that burst ram. But again, it's all about that space. They've taken the top T3. Justy just working on those minions, understanding that that might slow the game down. But they've already taken the mid T3 as well. Tufts decides to get a little bit serious on this one. Justy with that pullback. The Universal Law zoning them away. Zanku is still up in front. They're not looking to run away. Tufts looking for that angle. Now they're going to retreat.
Absolute cinema by BTR by Vitality. 5.6k goal lead on this. You even have the Splendor already for Neil. Just imagine how protective the other players are for him. even though they could actually set up a play against Blacklist.
They find him. The Storm Strike is unreal. Taking down Neil, though. That's going to be great. The first ram on top of this one. They have a lot of control. They've killed Zan as well. Double kill for them, but they traded away Dragon. Tusk is still there. Zancu is looking to go down, but that's just going to be Stage's Sanctuary. He's constantly being focused. Can Zancu survive? No, Joshi is just too much. It's got a double kill, and now with these numbers advantage, they have a chance at this mid T2 and more.
It's all about surprise attacks. So Blacklist International went for the surprise attack, and BTR wasn't just ready for it. We really have to commend that set of play coming in from Chaz. They could actually win this one, not unless Ormson is able to defend all those minion waves coming in from Blacklist. Ormson is the only one left.
The Stage's Sanctuary just to kind of potentially delay this one, but it looks like Blacklist International have come back off of the ace, and Blacklist International will take game one.
I'm back here coming in for the Blacklist International squad. That was one team fight, and this year